Hello there, welcome to Unit 5, Section 1. The Unit 5 is marketing, and we're looking at, to begin with, identifying and understanding customer needs. Now, this section of work is essentially just an introduction to marketing and basically a sort of forerunner to everything that we're going to cover in this upcoming unit. So our learning objective today is to understand the meaning of marketing, how important it is to identify and understand customers, and how markets are segmented. Okay, and then reasons why business segment their market. Key terms today, sales volume, sales value, market growth, and in particular segmentation. So essentially, what is marketing? Now, marketing is really important for businesses because it helps businesses identify and satisfy what the customer needs. And once you can establish what the customer needs or wants, it gives you an important competitive advantage over your competitors. So it plays a really important role in driving up profits and sales and market share. So it ties into almost everything the business is trying to achieve through its aims and objectives. So the first stage of marketing is finding out who your customers are and what your customers want. So we segment our market, we do some market research, and then we undertake something called the 4 P's of marketing. Okay, so we've got price, product, place, and promotion. So how much customers are willing to pay, where they shop for their goods, what features they want in their product, and where they go out and seek promotion opportunities, or how you're going to advertise your product to your customers. So we identify and understand our customer needs through segmenting them, and we'll go into that a little bit later on, and by undertaking market research through surveys or questionnaires or focus groups or observations. So now we'll move on to market segmentation. So market segmentation is all about dividing up your market into various categories so you can sort of greater understand your customers and tailor the products for them, tailor your advertising towards them, and so on. Okay. So if we look at an example of the car market, now there's various sections of the car market that you'd want to consider. So maybe the car market might be marketed towards family cars, your status cars, whether they're functional, whether they're environmentally friendly, the quality of them, are they off-roaders? So once we divide up, segment the car market, we can then look at segmenting up our market in order to sort of decide what kind of customers you're going to market towards in those different categories. Now we divide our segments into these main categories. Okay, there are others, but in general, from broad terms, we divide them up through age, gender, income, geographical location, and their lifestyles and interests. I'm going to go through each of these in turn. So obviously, if we can divide them up by age and the product features and the advertising and maybe where they access their goods is going to be very different depending on your age. So, for example, if you compared an over 60s to a teenager, you would want very different product features. You would advertise to different methods. Maybe you'd advertise through TikTok for an influencers to teenagers, where you maybe would advertise in supermarket, in newspapers or weekend supplement magazines, that kind of marketing and advertising. Some products are aimed more at men and some at women. Now, it's not to say that when you're advertising or you're thinking about product features, that you're not just thinking men are just going to buy this and women are just going to buy this, but what's the sort of the broad gender that you're going to market towards? It doesn't sort of restrict maybe men buying more feminine products and women not buying more masculine products, but who are your general customers and how are you going to tailor your product features, how you can tell your advertising, how you're going to think about where you're going to sell and distribute your product. We can also divide it up into income. Okay, so good example would maybe be comparing own brand supermarket products to your maybe more luxury products. So like cheap own brand baked beans compared to Heinz baked beans. So the type of person you're going to market towards, advertise towards, consider the product features, what it's going to look like in terms of its packaging. It's going to differ maybe based upon their income, or maybe what we refer to as a socio-economic group. We can also segment a market according to the location. We can do it regionally, or it might be more globalized. So you might advertise in a different way, or you might adapt different products to the UK compared to Europe compared to the USA. A good example might be the McDonald's menus across the world. So you have your general sort of Big Mac, McChicken sandwich in every country, but then you have adaptations all over the world to suit the local market tastes. We can also divide it up into lifestyle and interests. So it could be something like kind of you're interested in being healthy and working out. So the type of products that you're going to be attracted towards and the kind of advertising that's going to target you is going to be based upon those interests. So that plays an important part when businesses are marketing those kind of products. Also, it's important to consider whether your product is mass market or niche. Now, mass market is where you're trying to appeal to the vast majority of people as possible. Okay, so that would be something like maybe toilet roll or toothbrushes, something that we all purchase. Whereas a niche is something that might be more specialized and catered towards a special interest. So it could be maybe something like archery. So if you're trying to market an archery business, how are you going to go about advertising your product, how are you going to go about distributing that product, and so on. Okay. Getting all that information from market research, you sort of get to build up a customer profile, find out about their income, their age, gender, what lifestyle interest they have, and where they live. And from that, you can, like I said, you can create a customer profile. Obviously now we moved on to where there's high amounts of data, big data about you out there from even your sort of Google searches and the cookies you produce to provide companies with even greater information about your likes, interests, where you go, where you might shop online, and so on. Okay, and those advertisements are often tailored towards you when you appear on those sites, or even tailored towards you from your Amazon search history, and it comes up on your Instagram timeline. Okay, so all this helps you sort of target customers, where you're going to sell your products, how you're going to promote it, and so on. Why do businesses segment their market? And it's important to consider why, to be able to give reasons on why that is the case. So it definitely helps them divide the mass market. So if you remember, mass market is when they market products to everyone. So it helps sort of give a bit more features to the mass market. It helps them target the right products to the right people in the right places and with the right kinds of advertising. Helps satisfy customer needs. If you're able to satisfy what your customers want or need, it's going to help you generally achieve your aims and objectives of maybe increasing market share, increasing sales, increasing profits. So like I said in the previous slide, this all ties into building your business and increasing its sales and profits and its market share. So that was an introduction to what marketing is and what we're going to cover in this upcoming section of work. Thank you very much.